Hi, welcome to my video tutorials for the TTC Paddles Up camps and also for my Newport Beach classes. I'm going to have a series of videos. We're going to go over skills and go over some drills too. That's going to help you be the best player you could be and the best partner you could be. The first one I want to do today is if you are still popping up balls, and that's the biggest mistake a lot of players make. Part of this is that you're reacting. You're not ready with your paddle early. So when that ball comes down at you, you want to get this tip of the paddle. This is going to be really important. The tip of your paddle needs to get down here below the ball. Even before the ball came over the net, if you could get this tip down here to where you anticipate you're going to make contact with the ball, then you could do a nice little push and push that ball out towards your opponents. First thing, let's talk about the paddle face. This paddle face is going to tell the ball where to go. If your paddle face is facing up, that ball is going to pop up, and that's one of the reasons why we do those pop-ups. If your paddle face is facing down, I'll call this a closed paddle face, then that ball will stay low over the net and you won't be popping up the balls. So when we're doing that, your grip strength has to be about a 3 out of a 10. So from 1 to 10, about a 3. You're going to have a little bit of space in between your palm and the butt of this paddle. You're pretty much using your fingertips, not a full grasp of this paddle. So when you do that, you're going to be able to drag, and I'll call this the tip of the paddle, drag it all the way through, and when you finish, you're going to finish maybe up to where the tape of the net is. So for a dink that's going to stay low, drop this tip down and then just push it out. You're also going to use your legs, but you should still be able to see the butt of this paddle. If you do not, that means you're opening up your paddle face and that ball's going to pop up. Also, if you're really ready early or proactive, then you could be really calm and just push it out this way. As soon as you start getting reactive or not prepared early and you tighten up your grip, this paddle face is going to start facing right up and you're going to pop up those balls. So where are we making contact with the ball? We want to make contact in between our legs here, nice and balanced. Our tip goes down and I'm about a foot in front here because when I do, I want to push out this ball, and it's kind of like we're splashing in a pool, just right out here in front. That's going to keep that ball nice and low. You wouldn't splash and bring your paddle all the way back here. Everything's going to be here in front with your elbows tucked in. That's going to give you the best chance of keeping that ball nice and low over the net. What if the ball doesn't come right here and we have to move? So we're going to be shuffling over and still try to get this paddle in between your legs here. Sometimes that's not the case. You might have to stretch out here, but you're still going to get the edge of this paddle down right away underneath this ball. Also, if you want that ball to go to a certain spot, your palm needs to be going out towards that target. So your paddle is just an extension of your palm. If your palm's going out that way, that's where the ball's going to go. So how do we get our paddle in the right position to hit a really good, effective dink? We're in this ready position right now. As soon as you watch your opponent's paddle, the ball's coming over, we need to get this tip down right away. That's going to be your first move, is to get this tip down, okay? When you're doing that, in order for that ball to go to the target, we have to push it out. We're going slowly. You're not gripping it. You're not trying to slap at it. We're trying to keep the ball on our paddle as if we're hitting through 1, 2, 3 balls. That's going to be important. You don't want to just go quickly through one ball. We want to keep it on our paddle to be nice and smooth and slow, because it is a slow shot and you are slowing down this game. So let me show you the technique of how we're going to keep this ball low, no matter where you are in the court. Even if you're dinking, mid-court, or all the way back hitting your third shot drop. This is basically the same technique. So what we're going to do is pretend there's about a 5-pound weight on this tip of your paddle. You're going to drop it down right away. So you're going to have a little bit bend into your arm here, and you're going to be using your shoulder as the pivot point. You do not want to use your wrist, your elbow. it's going to be the shoulder that's going to have a continuous motion out towards your target. So let's focus on the wrist. That seems to be the biggest issue that most players have. When you are dinking or hitting the ball softly, you want to release your grip here or your wrist so your fingertips are facing down. When you're doing this, you have a little bend to your elbow and you're going to be using your shoulder as the pivot point. You're just going to be pushing it out this way. Your tips of your fingers are still facing down the whole way. Now I'm going to put the paddle in my hand, and if my tips of my fingers are facing down, the paddle also is facing down. And you're just going to be pushing it straight out. Your elbow is bent though. I don't want to see just straight arms here and you're like this. That's what people get, that's where we have problems because we're too stiff here. We have to have a little bend and we're just going to be pushing it out. My tip is still facing down that whole way. Okay, so I'm in my ready position to start because I don't know what ball's coming from his paddle. So I want to be ready for any ball that comes. We're just doing the dinking right now, so I'm going to drop my tip down right away. Look where my non-dominant hand is out here in front, okay? Dropping my tip. So even if Jerry put that ball into the net, guess what? My paddle's still going to be ready. So go ahead, Jerry, put that ball into the net and you'll see how early my paddle is. Here we go. He can't put the ball in the net, everybody. Here we go. Go. Look, my paddle was down, prepared early. That ball didn't even come over the net, but I'm still ready early. That's what we want. Oh, he did it again. Here we go. And drop my tip, push out. Drop my tip, push out. I want that ball to go out towards Jerry, so I'm pushing my paddle and my palm out towards Jerry. My other hand, it's keeping me nice and balanced. And if I had to catch a ball out of the air, I can do that as well, as long as my toes are behind this line. But I'm still doing the same technique. I'm pushing it out. Nice and soft grip. Back to that ready position. Okay, so guess what? I'm in the midcourt. We're all gonna get caught here in this transition area, but I'm gonna do the same technique as I did when I was up at the kitchen line. The only difference is that my follow through is going to be longer. I'm still gonna go out towards Jerry, but I need to extend a little bit longer. I might even take one step forward so I could extend. My goal is to get the ball into his kitchen right now. And I'm just pushing it out. And also, if you notice, I'm going to try to catch this ball right when it comes off the bounce. So as the ball comes off the bounce, I am going to be pushing it out. Oops. Bounce, push. Bounce, push. As soon as it comes off that bounce, that's when I want to be bumping this ball. Notice my non-dominant hand is still out front, so I'm very balanced. Had to go forward to that, push out. Push out. Also, I'm using my legs to extend out as well. Thank you for watching. I'm going to continue to do these videos for my camps and for my clinics and my city classes. And if you want to leave any comments, please do. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.